I'm Adrian, and on this episode of the original fight scene breakdown, we're taking a look at the epic fight between Qui Gon, Obi Wan, and Darth Maul at the end of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. The Sith have been extinct for as long as time can remember, but it looks like they have returned. And now Qui Gon and Obi Wan need to face one of them directly. Will their combined skills be enough to triumph over this new foe? And what will this mean for the future of the Jedi Order? As one can tell, the stakes are sky high, and this fight has been hinted at throughout the entire movie. It fittingly arrives right at the peak of the third act, and the outcome of it will have tremendous consequences that will shape the Star Wars universe for decades. The lightsaber fights of the prequel films are something else. Not only is the choreography pure Star Wars spectacle, the way in which they are shot and edited perfectly complements what is happening on screen. We go from a wide shot to an extreme wide shot to show the scenery of where they are fighting, and cut in closer to see one of Darth Maul's first kicks, followed by a spectacular butterfly kick and force push to open the door. We cut in closer and then cut to a two-shot to see Obi Wan interact with Maul. It's all seamless, and every single cut complements the action on screen. It doesn't try to hide anything. What must also be commended is just how brilliant and well used the force field barriers were nearing the end of the fight. A powerful close-up of Qui Gon opening his eyes starts the final fight between these two, and we are soon trapped with Obi Wan as he helplessly watches Darth Maul eliminate Qui Gon. Note how the bright red only intensifies Obi Wan's look of pure shock and later determination to defeat Darth Maul. Although this shot was done on a soundstage against a blue screen, you can't deny just how epic it looks when put together. The giant beams of light framing the action and drawing your eye to center screen. The slow push of the camera as Obi-Wan heads into the fight to back up Qui-Gon. The stark contrast in lighting from the bright sunlit beginning to the much darker hues in this scene, foreshadowing the bleakness that will soon arrive. And perhaps best of all, note that during each main lightsaber exchange, you get really great wide shots showing the entire sequence of events. This is perhaps best exemplified when Obi-Wan storms out of the force field chamber to confront Maul. Note how there are no cuts here, just furious choreography highlighted by a stable camera that only moves to follow the action and nothing more. Speaking of the choreography, Nick Gillard, the stunt coordinator of the film, wanted to convey that the Jedi were masters of every sword fighting style known to man. And he wanted the combat to be, in his words, much more gritty, faster, and stronger than it had been in the previous films. And he absolutely delivered in spades. From the opening moments of the scene to the final climactic confrontation between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul, the speed and ferocity of their sword fighting is absolutely relentless. As a matter of fact, it's a great demonstration of the fictional fighting forms that developed in the Star Wars mythos, and if you'd like an in-depth analysis of those, including the form Darth Maul uses, Form 6, which incorporates physical attacks and force pushes, check out my Darth Vader Fighting Styles video. It not only covers the films, but goes into the novels, animated series, and games as well. Returning to the fight at hand, George Lucas himself stated he wanted a faster, more energetic version of the fighting we had seen in the previous films, and added that the key to that was having a villain who was a great fighter, and that fighter is Ray Park. You'll note that there's a lot more melee combat besides the sword fighting that you were typically used to seeing, and this was due to taking full advantage of Ray Park's martial arts background, his strongest being in Wushu Kung Fu. He was also training in straight-up gymnastics to perfect his acrobatic techniques. Furthermore, note how he wields his dual-bladed lightsaber in the same way a Wushu practitioner wields a bow staff. Knowing that, take a look at how he moves in the fight. A spinning sidekick here, a butterfly twist there, it all combines with his swordplay to produce one of the most athletic Star Wars villains in the entire mythos. Although Ewan McGregor and Liam Neeson weren't formally trained martial artists, they put in the hard work by training extensively to shoot the film's combat sequences. That was truly them fighting in many of the shots. And a cool Star Wars choreography detail to note is that Obi-Wan never forgot the way in which Darth Maul defeated Qui-Gon. He first hit him in the head with a hilt, then spun around and ended him. Years later, Obi-Wan has a short duel with Darth Maul in Star Wars Rebels. Here too, Maul attempts to use the exact same move on Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan recognizes this and slashes right through the sword and him, ending the fight in mere seconds. In conclusion, the fight between Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul is perfection in my book, and I remember seeing it several times in theaters with my mom and brother. Simply an incredible lightsaber sequence. I'd like to thank each one of my Patreon members as their contribution helped in the making of this video. If you'd like to contribute and appear in the credits in the future, my Patreon page is Godzillarex, and it's in the description below. What did you think of the fight? What other fight should I analyze next? Let me know in the comments below, subscribe for more awesome videos, and see you next time.